Welcome to this week's Weekend Report. I'm your host, Caleb Jenneret. This week we will be talking about the craziest coaching carousel in college football I have ever seen and this week's conference championship games. Let's get started. First off, Lincoln Riley left the University of Oklahoma to become the head coach at the University of Southern California. Riley had a 55-10 record at Oklahoma, had 3 Heisman winners on his teams, and he was a 4-time Big 12 champion. Also this week, Brian Kelly left his head coaching gig at the University of Notre Dame to fill the head coaching role at Louisiana State University, or LSU. He had a 113-40 record at Notre Dame, only one losing record in his 10-year career at Notre Dame. There's still plenty to come, as now Oklahoma and Notre Dame will be searching for a new head coach before next season. After the break, we will dive into the Power 5 Conference Championship games happening this weekend. Starting off with the Big Ten. Michigan finally was able to beat Ohio State for the first time in 10 years, and Iowa sneaks in as they scored 22 unanswered points in the fourth quarter against Nebraska to find their way into the big game. It will be Iowa versus Michigan. In the Big 12, Oklahoma State escapes Norman with a win over Oklahoma to cement their spot in the championship game to play Baylor, who lost to the Cowboys earlier this season 24-14, but let's see if they can switch their fate this Saturday. The most anticipated championship game will be Alabama facing off with unbeaten Georgia in the SEC Championship. This will be Alabama's chance to prove that despite their loss, they are still the best team in the SEC, while Georgia tries to prove that there's a new top dog in town. The Pac12 Championship will be a rematch between once top-ranked Oregon against Utah, who beat down on the Ducks just 2 weeks ago. We'll see if the Ducks can come back for revenge or suffer the same fate. Some new names in the ACC Championship game is the high-powered quarterbacks with Sam Hartman of Wake Forest duels with Kenny Pickett of Pitt in what should be an epic offensive showdown. That's all I have for today's weekend recap. Stay tuned because next week I'll be breaking down the college football playoffs matchups. See you then.